Listen to this. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. That's the reason I keep walking.
Mind if I check it out?
It's all yours, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. We're back for another one. All praise, honor, and glory belongs to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Waharakak. That's the reason for the season. Without him, none of us are here. And none of this matters. But we're here. And this matters. So glory be to the highest. All right. I'm thankful to be here. And I'm happy for all of you who are here with me. All right. Again, glory to the highest for the gathering of the saints. For the spirit that we've been given that has quickened us and made us alive again. You know, he is continuing to breathe life back into these old dry bones. And he is to be praised for it. So, Israel, why are we here? Because, you know, I've been watching things, man, and just it really, certain things irk me and other things just inspire me to do lessons in order to teach and edify people, because I realize that many people are living with their heads in the dirt, with their heads under the ground. They only see from their perspective, and they don't really see other people's perspectives. They don't see all the different things that are going on in this world. They only see the things, you know, that are happening either through their lenses or through the lenses of those who they love, or through the lens of those who they admire, like celebrities and people online and things of that nature, right? And so I wanted to touch on certain things, and I wanted to show some examples of what I'll be talking about, just to highlight that I'm not just talking and I'm not just saying things, that there are things that are happening in the earth with people that need to be addressed, that the Most High has to address, that he does address. You have to expect him to, if you believe in him. So you can't say that you believe in the Most High, but also you don't understand or you don't like, you know, the things that he's doing in the earth, because the things that are happening in the earth are his doings. Okay, so we're going to go through some of these, right? So I went into the search. According to knowledge, I put in that phrase because I know, you know, that that was going to bring up these instances here, and I can put them all on the screen at one time, and we can just go through them. It's not that many of them, but we're going to go through them, right? So Romans 10:2 says, "For I bear them record," the Israelites, "that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge." So you'll get people say, "I love the Most High. I love God. I love the Lord. I love him. I love him. I love him." But then they'll say things that leads you to understand that they don't really know him. Their love for him is not according to knowledge. Okay? It's like, you know, loving a parent that's absentee. and just all through the spirit, I'm flowing in the spirit. I didn't even plan on saying that, but the fact that I said that and what's going to come up later on in this video, you'll understand that it's the Holy Spirit, you know, moving this conversation. All right, so just walk with me, okay? But not according to knowledge. All right, so our zeal of the Most High is not rooted in knowledge. And it has to be rooted in knowledge. And when it is rooted in knowledge, you come out of the Christian church. You come out of the Christian church when your zeal is according to knowledge. So being in the Christian church, it proves that you might have a zeal, but it's not according to knowledge. And he doesn't just reward zeal without knowledge. All right. Any zeal that is without knowledge, all right, he doesn't pay any respect to it. Okay. So you got to read the scriptures in order to learn our power. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7 says, "Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them," meaning women, "according to knowledge." He doesn't just say dwell with them. He says dwell with them according to knowledge, which means you got to know them. You need to know who women are. Otherwise, you're going to go insane, fella. You're going to go crazy if you don't understand them. All right. The same way women they understand children better. That's the reason why they're able to be the caretakers and, you know, the caregivers and so forth. They're better suited for that early development of a child's life, because they can more closely relate to the child and understand the child and can tend to its needs better, right? And so, with that being in mind, in order to be a man and to dwell with a woman, you got to understand her mind. You got to understand her nature. And maturing is learning the nature of men and the nature of women. Is learning what your nature is as a man, understanding yourself, understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, understanding your shortcomings and where you really excel, and coming to grips with those things and being honest about them, making an honest assessment of who you are and where you are, right? What you need to improve and what you do well. That's what maturity stokes in you. Immaturity will have you just blaming everyone else for everything, never involving yourself in any kind of introspection, no kind of self examination or investigation of oneself, no taking accountability or responsibility, no accurately assessing oneself and admitting your faults and your weaknesses and where you struggle and then doing something about it, right? So you'll get people who will be stuck in this mindset of just blame, 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 hate, 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 hate in their anger. And they'll put their anger and their hate on other people when really their hate and their anger is with themselves. Because sometimes as people, when we fall short, it'll make us angry in life. And we'll take that anger out on other people when really your anger is really with yourself. But because you lack accountability and good character, you won't just take the accountability. You'll get mad at other people and you'll try to make other people be responsible for your shortcomings, be responsible for how you feel. When it's not other people's problem or other people's fault, it's yours. But you're too busy trying to defend yourself from yourself, trying to defend yourself from any criticism or feeling bad or anything else, that you start doing the absolute wrong thing, which is just blaming everybody else. And there is a spirit responsible for that. There is a spirit responsible for that. All right. So again, when I see it in men, I really, really, really don't respect you because I know it's a feminine spirit. It's a feminine characteristic. It's something embedded into women. It is not supposed to be right or wrong. It's just supposed to be something that is. You see, the Most High created men and women to balance each other out. That was the purpose, not to be able to do the same things. He didn't create us to have the same function. All right, we are meant to balance each other out. All right, where one is strong, the other is weak. Where one, you know what I mean, and vice versa, right? That's how it is. So we're supposed to understand us as his creation. We have to exist in life according to knowledge. Women, you got to understand men and who men are. And you got to accept men for who they are and not for who you want them to be. And see, this is where I'm about to go. A lot of them going to hate this. And part of that is understanding the man's nature, and that it is in the man's nature to not just want to be with one woman. That is not a man's natural way. It is not his, you know what I mean? Men have been domesticated, but it is not natural for men to be this way. They have been socialized and conditioned for monogamy. We aren't born with a monogamous sense, with a monogamous leaning. All right? That is a man's nature. You can not like it all you want, but it doesn't stop a man's nature. The most unhappy women out here dealing with men are unhappy because they don't understand, or they don't like. Either they don't understand a man's nature or they don't like it. All right? And so it makes them miserable because they spend their time wanting men to be different than their nature, or they spend time trying to make men different than their nature. And then when they can't make the man different, then they get mad and say, oh, the men are ish. The man ain't ish. These men this and these men that, right? All the while, not even understanding that they have their own things, that women have their own things about them that men don't like, but men can't change them. Men have to accept certain things about women that are not likable, that we don't like, but we got to accept it though, because it's her nature. It ain't a decision she's making to be that way. It's who she is. It's her programming that she was born with, not the programming that she got from social engineering. No, the programming she's born with, that's embedded in her from the creator. All right. If you spend your time being mad at the things are just innately feminine and female, you're gonna be stressed out and just agitated with women all the time, bro. You're gonna always be unhappy. Likewise, you women, if you just gonna disregard the creator and how he created the man, the male to work, to operate, you're gonna be upset. All right. You can be upset all you want with how Windows works, but it's how Windows works. Windows can't help itself. It had a creator. All right. It had a creator that created it to operate a certain way, and it has to operate the way it was created. It has to. Getting mad at the program is dumb. Now, if you want to get mad at the creator, that's another thing in case of Windows. But if you want to get mad at our creator, then that's dumb too. You're better off just embracing the truth. Okay? It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, because you give honor unto your wife, but listen to the type of honor, as unto the weaker vessel, meaning you honor your wife the way you honor a weaker vessel, meaning you don't bow down to a weaker vessel. A strong person doesn't bow to the weak. A strong country doesn't bow to the weak country. A powerful country doesn't bow down to a weaker country, right? That's not how it works. It's not how it's supposed to work. That's the reason why the whole getting on one knee to ask a woman to marry you and everything else, that's feminism. That's satanic. That's submission to a woman. That's bending down, getting on your knee. That's who bows, right? Does a king come to a peasant and then bow down to them? No, the peasant comes to the king and bows down, right? So it's small ways making men effeminate. In little ways, that's what a satanic society does. But we are trained to not see it that way because of Christianism. All right, Christianism is feminism, and it's white supremacy. Feminism, white supremacy, hand in hand. What? Are you serious? Who would have thought it? Both satanic. Who would have thought it? And it's and Christianism is rolled up all into that too. Who would have thought it? Okay. Look at Numbers 15 and 24. It says, then it shall be, if anything be committed by ignorance without knowledge of the congregation, that all the congregation shall offer one young bullock for a burnt offering, for a sweet savor unto the Lord, with his meat offering and his drink offering, according to the manner, and one kid of the goats for a sin offering. What this is saying, and what the point I'm making, is that ignorance is no excuse. There is still a price to pay for ignorance, so you better chase knowledge. Ignorance is not bliss. Jeremiah 3 and 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, according to my mind, he says. Meaning these pastors I'm going to give you, they're going to think like me. They're going to talk like me because they're going to have my mind. I'm going to give him my mind so he can only speak and teach my mind, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Here I am. I'm one of them. It's what I'm doing. And many are going to not like it, but I can't care about those who are not going to like it. See, the Most High is testing me right now. That's why you're seeing a lot of these videos right now, getting on women, because the Most High really wants this, for one. And then two, again, I'm his son and I'm in training. The Most High doesn't like soft men who won't speak up and speak out against women. And if I don't speak up and speak out against not just women, the wrong type of women, wicked women, unrighteous women, then I'm a weak man. I'm not fit for rulership. because I'm weak. I bow and submit to women, and I don't like to ruffle their feathers, and I don't want to say anything that offends them or makes them upset. See, that is a weak spirit among many black males because they're born as hyena males in the hyena clan, in the black gynocracy, the matriarchy, right? And so they got to be weak, effeminate male versions of the women they admire and follow. Most High doesn't like that. So yes, he has me on it. The righteous women, the righteous sisters are going to keep rocking. They're not hit dogs. So they don't need to holler because this ain't about them. They know that these women exist, and that's who I'm talking to. They know I'm not talking to them. If it doesn't apply, then let it fly, right? Only those who this applies to, only the wicked Jezebel spirit carrying women are upset when we have to discuss feminism and unrighteous women, wicked women. All right. So, and I'm not even worried about them because I want them to hell up out of here anyway. I don't want them to be among my congregation, my family members, because I don't consider you family if you got that spirit. 2 Peter 1 and 3. According as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue. Listen, according as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness. Through the knowledge of him. See, it's through the knowledge of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? That he uses his power in our lives to give us all things that pertain unto life and godliness. It comes through knowledge. So there is a, what's the word I'm looking for? How I want to word this? There is, oh, my brain just started going in 100 different places at one time just now. That's the curse of how I think. I think my brain is like a computer. I go in many different directions at one time. That's why, I got to be good about, making notes and so forth. But, right now is one of those times when I'm just flowing in the spirit. And so, yeah, what I wanted to say, it escaped me real quick. You know what I mean? You got to escape me real quick. So maybe that's just the Holy Spirit saying, just get back on topic. Just jump back on topic. All right. So with that being said, all about knowledge, right? Well, let's take a peek into some things. All right, I got some video clips here loaded from P's World. All right, shout out to the brother P's World. All right. So look at this video. Look at the highlight. Look at Jeebus couldn't convince me. All right, we'll see what she's talking about here in a second. All right, but I just want that to be clear. Look. Jeebus couldn't convince me, and look at her. Jezebel face on, her vanity on full display, right? Cleavage popping on screen, right? Because she has no modesty. All right. Subtle seduction tactic with the lip gloss. You dig what I'm saying? This ain't for no reason. I'm telling you, this is calculated. Her lips ain't just happen to be dry at this moment. You dig what I'm saying? But let's listen to what she says, though. All right. Pay attention closely to what she says. Remember, this woman, she believes in Jeebus. This is a Christian woman who believes in Jeebus. Remember that. All right. This isn't an atheist or nothing like that. This is a Christian woman who believes in Jeebus. You don't believe that Christianism is feminism and satanic and all of that? Just watch.
Jesus couldn't even get me pregnant. I saw a woman with a teenager and she was like, "Moms, if you have a teenager and a toddler, what did that man say to convince you to start over?" Baby.
First of all, this never happened. This is something that women do, right? They make up scenarios so they can go online and go talk and tell their viewpoint. They want to get their point off, but they don't want to look like they're just completely unsolicited and just unhinged. They want to make it seem like they're responding to something. They saw something or they heard something. Something happened to them or around them that they just got to speak on. No, that's not what it is. She just wanted to say this. And so she invented a scenario that would allow her to say this. Okay? Keep that in mind.
There's nothing a man could say to convince me to start over. And
There's nothing a man can say that can convince me to start over. So already you can see the anti-male spirit, the anti-man spirit, the misandry, the I really hate men. If you can't tell them fellas, you can't tell a woman who really hates men when you see one, you better be able to tell them when you hear one. All right. According to knowledge, you got to be out here, fellas, dealing with women according to knowledge. If you ran into this woman and she said anything like this, you supposed to run, dummy. She's telling you, I don't really like men and I don't really respect men, but I have a need for men though. So that's why me and you are here on this date right now. She doesn't like men, brother. She just told you. That's why she made the statement. There's nothing a man can say. Nothing a man can tell me. See, because it's that anti-man spirit in her. That was the catalyst, the driving inspiration for her doing this video. All of the rest of this is just stuff that she came up. Well, how can I get off my man hate, but not without it looking like I'm just getting off my man hate? And she started with her Jeebus hate a man, right? But she's a Jeebus lover, supposedly. Listen.
I have a 3-year-old. Jesus could come back right now and say, Jasmine, you gonna bring the next God. I would say, first of all, not the sandals.
The Jeebus lover, right? She calls him God. This is a Christian woman. But yet she says, if Jeebus came back and gave her direct order to have a baby, she wouldn't do it. She would defy God because he's a man. I don't care if he is God. He's a man, and the man can't make me do shit. The man hatred is so strong. It got her disrespecting her God because he's a man. That is feminism. In a nutshell, that is the danger. It is satanic. You can't tell.
Second of all, get somebody else to do it because I'm not doing it. And y'all can get mad and say, oh, you don't talk about Jesus like that. First of all, Jesus left before.
She called her Jeebus, her God, just a regular old ninja. And she's going to put on him the negative trope that these black male hating women put on all brothers. All right? You just like all the rest of these ninjas, Jeebus.
You think I want to get pregnant so you can leave again? You done died once. I'm good, love. I'm good. I support you, though. Get somebody else to do it. Uh-huh.
Wow. Come on, say it with me, y'all. Wow. Oh, wait. You think she's a minority, right? I see, I get it. I can hear you. That ain't all black women. No, it ain't all, but it's most, though. It is most. That's most Christian women at that. But this is the Jezebel spirit on maximum level with the Israelite women, though. See, because that's what we do. We got to be the best at everything we do, even the negative stuff. Even the negative things, we got to be the best. Got to be the best feminists, got to be the best man haters, got to be the best gangsters, the best drug dealers, the best drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that's negative, or positive. Like I said, we always try to be really great at whatever it is we do, even the negative. And this is the problem with Israel and why all you got to do is corrupt Israel, and why the powers that be, they know this. Corrupt Israel and you can corrupt the world. Because we are the salt of the earth. We are the central piece. Everyone looks to us to take their direction and instruction. They learn from us. They steal culture and everything from us. All right? So all we got to do is corrupt these people and we can corrupt all the world. All we got to do is corrupt these people. Well, how can we corrupt these people? Corrupt their women, make the men powerless, and corrupt the women. Then they'll corrupt the children. Then the man will grow up to be powerless and corrupt too. And the little girls will grow up to be powerless and corrupt too. Right? And then you'll have a system now that just operates on autopilot. All right? But look, this is feminism in the Christian church. Christian church. This is how they roll. Don't bring your feminism into this awakening. The Most High ain't got no time or patience for it, and there's no room. There's no room. All right. All right. According to knowledge, though, we're still, racking up our knowledge. Now, that Drewski mega church skit that went viral, I thought it was funny. I also happen to be one of the people who thought the Israelite skit was funny as hell, too. I ain't got no stick up my butt, and I ain't no stick in the mud. You see, I understand my father's sense of humor. All right. That he used Drewski to mock those individuals because he don't like them. It wasn't a shot at all of us. See, this is through the spirit. This is all through the spirit. I didn't plan to say this, but I hear what I'm about to say right now and how it's adding up. Because I know it didn't apply to me, I let it fly. I wasn't offended by the Israelite skit that he did because what he was saying, I knew it was true for certain Israelites. So I couldn't fight it and call it a lie because it wasn't. But I didn't get butthurt over it because just because he was talking about Israelites, I knew he wasn't talking about me. You understand? He wasn't talking about me as an Israelite, but he was talking about Israelites. So when I'm talking about unrighteous women, if I'm not talking about you, then you should be good. If you know you aren't one of these women, then you should be good. You should be able to understand and be edified and still follow along and not be mad at me for saying the truth. All right. But again, according to knowledge. All right. I saw the skit. All right. We all saw the skit, but there are certain people who had a different view of the skit than other people. Now, I'm not talking about the mega religious, like the Christian pastors and the Christian men who are deeply effeminate and in the church. They don't count because they are effeminate. They are in the Christian church. You are an effeminate man if you are in the Christian church. All right. But, for the most part. Okay. But I want you to see the spirit of women and the spirit of these Christian women. Okay.
Be so true.
And I want you to see
what's going on.
And the reason why I don't ever just believe anytime I see women just getting online telling their stories, because women, they operate through emotions for one, and they will skew the reality of something through their feelings. Their perception, their lenses are off. There's something wrong with their lenses. They can't really see clearly. Something happens from the time something is said to the time it makes it through to their brain. So, somehow the truth of the situation gets lost. It gets filtered out because of their emotions filters out the truth, because feminism is Satanism and Satanism is anti-truth. It filters out the truth. You couldn't have Christianity without there being a filtering out of the truth, without people being able to hear the truth and being able to say, nah, then Christianity, I don't understand because I hear the truth. No, see, there's this filter that comes on because it's that effeminate spirit, that Jezebel spirit. All right?
The Drewski megachurch skit is so funny because it's so true. And I'm saying this as a Christian. It wasn't blasphemy. He wasn't making fun of God. He was making fun of the hypocrisy of the pastors and the actual megachurches. See, when I was growing up, I went to smaller, community churches.
Well said, Mr. Gentile man. All right. All of these people, especially women, mainly women, I saw going off saying, oh, this is bad. This is wrong. He's making fun of Jeebus. He's making fun of Christianity. He's making fun of our God. This is anti-God. He's going to pay for this. God's going to kill him, strike him down for making fun of him. He was not. He was making fun of the wicked and unrighteous pastors. He wasn't making fun of your God, stupids. Okay? But somehow, y'all still made it about what it wasn't about. But we can all see what it was about, and you still try to convince us that it was about something else. Again, that's why I don't listen to women. I need to see. I need proof. I need the truth. I need evidence. You can't just tell me nothing. I'm telling you. As a woman, you just can't tell me nothing. Like my enemies, once I know what you're about, you just can't say anything to me. I know what these people have done throughout history. I know they can't be trusted. You just can't tell me anything. I assume you're lying about everything until further notice because you lie too much. Unfortunately, there are a lot of women who lie entirely too much. like the woman I was telling you before, because I know this is something women do, because women don't really deal with, certain things the way men do. Like for men, being a victim is not cool. There are no cool points. All the brothers are not going to come together and coddle me because I tell a sob story about something that happened to me. But women can tell a sob story about something happening to them. Even something that makes them look bad, and they'll still get coddled for it. Men will come and coddle them. Other women will come and coddle them, right? So they have incentive to get online and lie, to fabricate, to just make up stories for attention, because attention is a drug. They really want it. And even if they kind of look bad in the story, they don't care, because people will overlook that. And the sympathy and attention that they're going to get is going to outweigh however much, they expose themselves to look bad. But you see the man and his perspective, right? Let's keep listening.
But my parents, they met in a mega church. And so once or twice a year, we go to a service of one of these mega churches, follow Christ.
Can we talk about the Drewski skit and him taking a jab at Christian churches, these mega churches and these pastors that I guess are just over the top, whatever.
Okay, so she admitted, she walked through it logically. She said it, right? Well, I just want you to see it in action. She admitted that he was making fun of the churches and the pastors, right? And how they act, how they get down, how they conduct themselves, right? Okay, let's keep listening.
Whatever. I have some thoughts on it. Unpopular opinion. I'm seeing a lot of Christians side with the skit and saying, yes, this is him calling out these churches and
because that's what he's doing.
These pastors.
Because
yes,
that's what he's doing.
I'm not offended by it. Da 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 da.
Right. Okay. What's your problem, though?
See, me personally,
okay,
as a Christian, I think it is important to call out these churches and these pastors.
Right. Okay.
But it should be direct. If we're going to hold people accountable, we should do it directly. Right.
So only if you can speak directly to someone's face should you hold them accountable. I wonder if she holds that same mentality when it comes to holding men responsible. I bet you can go on this woman's TikTok page and find all sorts of videos when she is having her say about men in general. She's not going and talking to these men and holding them accountable directly. She's doing it on TikTok, but she wants to defend Christianity as a religion in private. And, she wants to defend them publicly, and she wants their condemnation to be private.
Right? I don't think we should be making a mockery of Christian churches.
I don't think we should be making a mockery of unrighteousness. I don't think we should be making a righteousness. I don't think we should be making mockery of the wickedness that's going on in our religion. The things we should want to root out. I don't think that we should be, trying to shame and mock, these people into changing or to leaving our religion. No. We should just not say nothing, leave them be, keep showing up and paying them, and let them make a mockery of our religion and not defend it. Why you ain't standing up for your religion? That she's standing up. You think that she's standing up for religion. That's not what she's doing. That's not what she's doing. Because standing up for her religion would make her say, we got to get rid of these wicked and unrighteous pastors by any means necessary. We got to change the negative culture in Christianity by any means necessary. We got to get it out of here. But that's not what she's saying. See, this is that spirit of don't check me publicly. See, because it's that spirit of a lot of women. They don't want to be told. They don't want to be held accountable, and especially don't want to be held accountable publicly. Right? So they help other people to remain unaccountable. You ever heard, women keep women single and other women keep other women accountable, help women to be unaccountable? And the reason why a lot of times women will help children be unaccountable because they themselves are unaccountable. So they aren't going to be a person that holds anyone else accountable when they themselves hate accountability. You get what I'm saying? According to knowledge, fellas, you got to know women. You got to understand them. And you got to know that what you do understand isn't going to be true for 100% of them. So then you got to take the women on a case-by-case basis when you encounter them and meet them, and then you got to judge them according to who they show you they are. But you got to go in with a general understanding of women in general. You got to understand men in general, and then get to know a man in particular. Right, ladies? That's how it's supposed to go. All right. Okay. Now, lastly, we're going to end with this. All right. Because this whole comedian Ryan Davis thing, right? You know, it exposed again, it was an opportunity for the misandrous, the black male hating black feminists to come out and just, you know, be stupid and nasty because it's a black man. Any opportunity, they're sitting around like hyenas, circling black men all the day like buzzards, circling, waiting for you to die, waiting for an opportunity to pounce on you, waiting for opportunity of weakness, wait for you for some blood to show, and they can pounce in there and collectively dogpile on you, right, and get theirs off. This is what they look for. The same way our enemies do it. They just study us, watch us all day long, hoping for an opportunity where they can say, "Ha, look at these niggers. Look at these monkeys." That's what they look for. And these black feminists, they do the same thing. They hate men, they hate black men especially, and all they do is just look for an opportunity to villainize a black man, make a black man look like he was a demon over something that wasn't even that. Now look at this. I saw this interview, and then when I saw the fallout afterward, I was like, wow, what were these women watching? And it occurred to me, it's not that they didn't see, it's just that there's something that happened in their brains because he's a black man. He's an Israelite man. So something happened between them seeing and hearing what was said and it reaching their brain. Because it passed through their emotions first. See, that's a female thing. Men, when we hear something, it goes through our logic center first. And then after a lot of thinking and contemplation, then it reaches our emotional center. I'm talking about men. I ain't talking about maggles. I ain't talking about male hyenas. They're not men. They're just male hyenas. I ain't talking about them because they're just like women. They're just, women with penises. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about real men. Logic first, then it gets to the emotions. Women, it's the opposite, fellas. This is how the Most High made us, to be opposites. Women, it goes through their emotional center first, and then logical. But if you are a feminist, a black female feminist, your logic center is off. It's shut off. It's calcified. So you only have your emotional center. That's it. So then they'll fly off the handle. I want you to hear what he said, and then I want you to hear the response. See, I'm giving you a real-time lesson in according to knowledge, right? And the pitfalls, our sisters, I want you to see what other women have a tendency to do. Because you may be a sister who you don't do this. You don't act this way. So when brothers come out and they speak about these women who act this way, and you side with these women because you're not like them, so you can't see that these women are like that. Because these women don't show you that, because that's reserved for the brothers. They only act like that around the brothers. Around you, you see something different from these women. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you see the truth and you just ignore it, right? Because you're secretly, misandrous as well. I don't know. But let's listen.
Well, that's why you guys worked in the beginning.
That's why we worked. Yeah. So,
okay, get into it.
But we're just working through getting our custody agreement together now. Mm-hmm. And I told you, I'm going to be more candid on here than I've ever been. I never talk about my co-parenting situation, but whenever I have 2 children. Mm-hmm. I have an 8-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. She's about to turn 11. And it's been rough. I've been there every step of the way financially. I haven't always been there the way that I should have physically.
Mm-hmm. Listen what he just said. I've been there always financially, every step of the way, but I haven't always been there physically. Listen to what the man is saying, okay?
But I wasn't always allowed to be there like I could have been physically too. But
those are the sacrifices that you got to make.
Okay, so he just says he wasn't always there physically. He takes accountability. I wasn't always there, and I wasn't always allowed to be. So between either work or kid's mother, I wasn't always allowed the opportunity to be there. Even when I could be there or wanted to be there, I couldn't for things outside of my control. All right. But I'm taking accountability for the fact that I know I was there. I was a financial dad, but I wasn't an always present dad or husband. Okay. Let's pay attention.
Yeah. It all depends on how successful are you trying to be.
Yeah.
It is hard because the greater the goal, the greater the sacrifice needed to reach said goal.
And nobody talks about what it is to be in this space. I appreciate people like Kevin Hart and others who give candid interviews because you don't know, nobody prepares you for what it is to fly to a city.
All right, let's skip
You
ahead.
should have never had kids.
Skip ahead.
When you're carrying the load financially, you can't supplement time. Because even if you're doing it
Went too far. Let's come back a little bit.
It's
home and you give it back to your children and their mother for them to have a better life, but the children don't feel as close because you're gone to
You're
go
gone
do
all the
this
time.
thing. Yeah. She feels abandoned or feel like she's doing it on her own. Because even if you're doing it financially, you can't supplement time.
No.
And
Listen, so the man is telling you about how he worked. He worked a lot and how, he understand how, his woman felt like she might have been doing it alone at the house, but he was doing it all financially. She didn't work. She wasn't a working mom. She was a stay-at-home mom. And he took care of everything financially, 100%. But he still understood the resentment of how, because she was parenting, alone too often, that that can cause some resentment, and how him being gone too much can cause a rift and a schism between him and his children. This is what he's saying. All right.
when you're carrying the load financially, you don't want to hear nobody talk about how you not doing your bop. What? You're taking care of 3 households.
Exactly.
I'm not doing my part. It's hard for you to, it's hard for you to see.
Because time is the most valuable commodity.
It's the most valuable.
So he's at a point in his life where he's having a revelation, right? That all the work and all the time he spent away from his family, it was detrimental to his family. It helped him to make himself and his family financially stable, but not being there and them not having his time was a detriment. All right. That his time was more important than the money. He's in revelation time in his own life where he's understanding, how he got to where he is, why his life got to where it went. Okay. This is what's happening.
Commodity.
Sorry to pause it again, and they're both right and they're both wrong.
So then I ran into this thing where my daughter went from I love my dad to let me see what I could get out of him. And when she started looking at me as access to like material things,
You were an ATM. Now all of a sudden you weren't dad, you were an ATM.
broke me. Because it was like, I only want to be around him if I can get something out of it.
So he just said that his relationship with his daughter deteriorated to the point where they didn't have a relationship. He was just dad. The guy financing her life. That's what their relationship was reduced to. He's saying that's what happened. And when he realized that, when he realized that was the point that caused him to awake, to snap out of it, and to realize, what was going on in his life, and that he didn't like it, and he needed to make changes if he wanted things to be better. This is what's happening. This is what he's saying.
So let me ask you this: Did you sit down and have a conversation? How did you come to this realization that it
So this is the part that I see, and this is what everyone's crashing out at. And
was to things, perfume, jewelry, clothes, makeup, whatever the case may be?
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because it's like, it's heartbreaking because it's like, my daughter saved my life. I'm not a very motivated person. And when we went and got that ultrasound and they said it's a girl, I knew I couldn't be a mediocre man anymore. Because it would affect how she viewed men in general.
And then she'd have been okay with that.
And she would be okay with a mediocre man. And I worked harder than I ever worked in my life because of her. She's my reason. And then for my reason, and she was a daddy's girl.
Listen to how glowingly he is speaking of his daughter.
Big time. Oh, big time.
That's my oldest.
Yeah, she my oldest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to watch that daddy's girl go from, I just want to be around him, I just want to touch him, I just want to sleep on him, be cuddled up to him, to, hey, if he ain't buying me nothing, I really ain't trying to go. Like I lost her.
Okay. He's talking about how he lost his daughter because the relationship, all right? He wasn't putting enough into the relationship. This is what he's talking about. Let's keep in mind the context of the conversation, not just what he says, but all of it in totality, what he's saying, okay?
It takes a long time to get them back.
Takes a long time.
And so for me, that was the one thing about this whole custody agreement that was like so important for me. It was like, while we're going through what it is, and then,
You know,
shout out to Brother P, but we don't really want his commentary. You know, he's a young brother. Much love to the brother, but he's a young brother. And a lot of times his commentary isn't rooted in wisdom. It isn't rooted in knowledge. All right. He doesn't have enough life experience. He haven't been through enough things. He's not he doesn't have enough experiences, the right experiences in life to properly shape his opinion. He has a lot of opinions about things that he's never experienced, about situations he's never been in before, and so that's lacking wisdom, when you speak on things, that you have no wisdom about, and you have a strong opinion, but you have no experience, that's lacking wisdom. So again, we don't really want his commentary as much, you know what I mean?
and she was like, dang, it's like you're trying to get so much time. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just so that I don't gotta try to go back and get the exact moment where this started again. Basically, where he was saying is that, with the new custody agreement between him and his children's mother, he's trying to get as much time as he can. All right, because again, remember, he's in Revelation time. He realized where he went wrong. Now he's trying to make up for it. He knows it was his fault. He's taken to accountability. He's saying it's my fault. This is all he's telling you. All of this happened. This is what all happened. But this is my fault. So now this is how I'm trying to fix it going forward. I'm trying to get more time now. All right. I'm trying to spend more time with them because I realize that where things have gone with my children, where things have gone with my daughter, that's my fault. Okay. Let's listen.
Yeah. Because that's all that matters now.
Because once it's gone.
Because once it's gone, it's gone. It's like you had so much of the first half. Just please let me get more on the back end.
You do realize that what comes with that, there are going to be some times that where you probably want to be on the road and should be on the road, you're not going to be on the road.
Nah,
right?
the summers is theirs. They got it. I'll never, you'd have to.
Or you have to take them on.
See, he's going through his life and how he's shifting his priorities. And he's telling you the reason why now. That he told you all the why. Now he's telling you how he's going to fix it, what he's going to do. Okay, I'm going to make sure, I'm not working as hard. I got to keep working, but I'm not going to work as hard. I'm going to make sure from now on, the summers belong to them. I'm not just spending all my time away. I'm not doing that no more because I don't like where things went with my daughter and I want it to be better. It's my fault and I got to be the one to fix it.
When they get older, take them on the road with you.
It ain't take them on the road with me. You gotta pay me to supplement the fact that I'm bringing them with me.
Wow.
If it ain't that,
it ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it.
Because
anytime missing any more time with my children, it ain't worth it, man. What I went through with my daughter, I never want to go through with my other children, and I don't want to continue to go through with my daughter. It got to this place. I didn't like that place, but that's what woke me up. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that the love was gone and that my daughter just saw me as the guy who pays for her stuff, and the love wasn't there anymore. But I understand it's my fault, and I gotta repair it. This is what he's saying. Grown man. I'm saying accountability.
Like my son, thank God I got it right before it happened with him.
Thank God I snipped it in the bud. Thank God I awakened and I realized how I was messing up. I was messing up. That's what he's saying.
Like I'm Superman in his eyes.
Right.
Like he was like, that's dad. Like when he look at me, I just be like, I'm not the person you see. but it's
I got him fooled.
Yeah, but he just and she used to see me like that. And my daughter.
All right. Admitting that he's imperfect. All right, listen, admitting that he's imperfect. Son, I'm not the man that you see, but I'm glad you see me like that. All right, listen to what he's saying. He's been honest.
Like I get glimpses, so I still get glimpses. There'll be times like she'll get her hair done or get new earrings or whatever. She cares. Where I was like, these are cute. She's like, yeah, she's.
Listen and watch his face when he's talking about his daughter. He loves his baby girl. Listen and watch how he glows when he speaks about her. Look at the smile on his face now. Pay attention.
Like she wants me, but there's the fear of giving her all to me and it being taken
And you're
away.
gone again.
And I'm gone.
He understands why his daughter would be reserved about just giving her his love. He understands how they got here and it's not her fault. Listen to what he's saying. I understand how me and my daughter got to this place and it's not her fault. I understand how she feels. I understand where she's coming from and she's right. This is what he's saying.
On again. And how do you explain to a 10-year-old, you know what I mean?
But they don't understand. They don't understand, Ryan, because they don't understand the private schools. They don't understand the access that they have. It's because of you.
Man, no. They homeschool. They don't know. Ain't none of your peers homeschooled. Ain't none of your peers like
Have the access to things that you have. It's because
do you know you live in a house with a parent that ain't never got to worry about
nothing.
nothing?
Is not the same thing. Not even close.
You know how many people get raised like that? Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
Nope.
They don't. But it's not for them to get.
But it's not for them to get. You see, his understanding that a child is a child, and it ain't for his child to understand all his work and his hard work and sacrifices, and that and what he does for them. Because he just like, I understand. You want my time. You don't understand how I'm creating this life for you and what I'm doing, but you just want my time. And I understand the child's perspective. He's saying, I understand my daughter's perspective and her feelings on the matter. And it ain't on her to understand my position.
Right.
You got to meet them where they are.
You got to meet them
It's
where
just
they
like
are.
So you got to get on the child's level.
you got to get on a child's level. It ain't the time to pat yourself on the back.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, it's I got to do the work. Too much.
Is it true you?
Okay, so now we heard all that, right? Okay, now let's skip ahead. Let's skip ahead to responses now. Okay, you heard it. You heard it all. You saw the video. You saw him. You heard him, right? Now let's listen.
Yeah, man.
What Ryan Davis is doing to his daughter makes a lot more sense when you start to understand that men are generally allowed to abandon their children if they have a good enough reason. And so
What?
to gain that good reason, they create narratives, right? And
Let's just watch the misandry unfold, right? This is the mind of the black feminist. This is why they can't be redeemed. It's satanic. It's not even rooted in reality. They just completely disregard reality for their own narrative. And she has the nerve to talk about creating narratives. That's all she's doing. She came on here to do the very thing. See, that's projection. That's Satanism.
most of the narratives that we hear is they either blame like a legal issue.
And here they go. This is what another thing they do. What a devil does. This is what a demon does. This is what a deceiver does. They'll try to make it seem like your justified, fears or concerns or things that you actually deal with are just a figment of your own imagination. Gaslighting. Here's the gaslighting. All right, fellas, just pay attention. Here comes the gas.
Child support. The courts took like the kids from me, or they blame the child's mother, right?
Men are being broken constantly by the family court system, by the child support system, right? By all of these things. She's disregarding it, that men get railroaded in the family courts, that men don't get a fair shake. She's disregarding it. She's acting like it's not really happening, that men are just lying. Men are just saying this in order to get out of being fathers. That's something our enemies used to say about us, that we just don't want to be fathers. Look at these black men. They just don't want to be fathers. The whole time, there was an agenda to get us out of the household and to stop us from being fathers. This is what Satan does. You got to see Satan working. You got to hear Satan when you hear him, right? Same way Yahushua says, and my sheep hear my voice and they know me, right? Those that know him know his voice when they hear him, right? But see, also those who know his voice and who know him, we know Satan's voice too. That's how we know not to respond to it. We know who Satan is because our shepherd schooled us on our enemy. So we know how to hear and see our enemy when we see or hear them.
She's vindictive. She's hard to deal with.
Right. Men are just making it up when they're saying that a lot of these women are vindictive and just hard to deal with. No. They're just creating a narrative because they don't want to be fathers, right? They just want to be fathers. They don't want to be fathers. They don't want to have father responsibility or duties. They're just lying, right? This is not happening. And see, this is what women do. This is why we're bringing this up. This is what many women do. They like to dismiss the experiences of men, either because they themselves are not like these women or because they just hate men so much that they just always give women an out and they make excuses for women's bad behavior.
He sets up the children to not listen to me, and I'm a man. How can I have...
Look. She sets up the children to not listen to me, and I'm a man. Look, see, the misandry is bleeding through. I'm telling you, don't think I'm just making this up. Listen, I'm a man. Like, how dare, you as a man desire and demand respect from the people who you would die for.
Have my children not listen to me. She's emasculating me.
Now, if you feel like your woman or the woman is emasculating you by, making the children not listen to you or respect you, then you're the problem, not the woman doing it. See, she didn't say that the woman's not doing this. She didn't say that there's a problem with the women doing this. She's saying that men use this as a narrative, right? And she's trying to say, like, how dare you be so offended and so upset by the child disrespecting you when not respecting you, and the woman being instrumental in that being true to not want to be a father.
You create all of these things that make it impossible for you to be a father. I can't be a father because of all of these external things that are affecting me, despite women facing these external...
Listen, so she says, okay, women face these external things too. Women do not face these external things. They do not, for one. So one, she tried to make it seem like it was not a big deal when she's talking about the men, but then she would say, well, women face these things too. Disingenuous.
Things too. They seem to somehow always manage to be a mother.
Because they don't got no choice, because they are giving the children by default. You see, she want to act like there's not a system that says give the kids to the women by default. Give the control and the power over the children to the women by default. See, the women are just being better parents. No. Make it even so that both parents have an even opportunity at the kids. Fix the family court system, and you will see all of this go away. But women don't want that to go away because that stuff gives them power. You see, they don't really want dads, and they don't really want co-parenting. They don't really want, dads to be equally involved. That's not what they want. They want power. Because if women really wanted that, women would be the main ones fighting against the unjust court system, but they are not. Dads are. But yet, why is there such a big movement of dads, against the court system if men really just don't want to be fathers? You see, this is a feminist, anti-men, anti-male, anti-patriarchy mindset. This is the garbage. This is what they do. So she saw the videos that we saw, and this is her commentary afterward. Y'all don't see a problem with this?
But every once in a while, they will do that character assassination. They will run that narrative on the child themselves. And that typically comes behaviorally, right? This child doesn't listen to me, and I'm a man.
And I'm a man. And I'm a man. See how she keeps throwing that part in there? Why is that part necessary? It's because it's her trying to, because it's her misandry. It's her misandry. That's her showing you the inspiration for her commentary really leaking out. She just wanted to get this off. It has nothing to do with him. See, she just used this situation with him to say all of this, but nothing she's saying applies to him. But she's acting like it does, and that she acting like it's applied to all men. You see, she just wanted an opportunity. She saw an opportunity to get off her misandrous talking points. She disregarded everything that was said.
It's far and few in between, but it happens pretty consistently where they'll just call their kid a gold digger.
She's saying that he called his daughter a gold digger, and he engaged in character assassination because he's trying to set up a future time when he's going to abandon his daughter, and so he's laying the groundwork right now to abandon her later. That's what she's saying.
And that's what he's doing.
This is what he's doing. Y'all saw the video. She's telling you this is what he's doing.
He's creating the narrative now. She's very young. It's 10, so it's a hard sell. But at 16, do you think it's that hard of a sale? Like at 21, when she's a college student and she needs help with school and stuff, do you think it's that hard of a sell? But when you plant the seed at 10 years old, then everybody around her in the media, and it's like us out here, it's a bad look on him, but that's not who he's.
It's a bad look on him. It's a bad look on, what is a bad look on him? We all heard the video, right? You see, she's putting things on him that he never said or did. She's demonizing him for things he never did or said. Why is she doing that? Satanic, misandry, black feminist. This is the problem. This is the problem. And these are the women and the spirit that we continue to rebuke and chastise, correct, all the time. And it's going to keep coming. It ain't going to stop, ladies. It's not going to stop, fellas. We got to be on this because this is demonic. This is deception. This is the spirit of a deceiver. Like if we didn't see the video, you would just believe her because she's a woman and she couldn't possibly be lying or exaggerating because women don't lie or exaggerate or contort stories in order to fit their narrative or their agenda. They don't do that. Nah. Women are sugar and spice and everything nice. They never lie, never fib, never have, never will, never did. Right? According to knowledge. See, all of this is, it's all together. So you saw what she did. We saw it, right? Let's see this next instance.
Emotional beings that are wired differently, unconditionally.
Themselves onto situations. So you have a lot of bitter, feminists online, and they are going to project their bitterness.
Men expect women to love them unconditionally.
No, we don't. Men, we understand that there is no such thing as unconditional love for us. You see, this is misandry. They got this doctrine in their head. See, that is not reality. Because they just pass it along. They go to their feminist colleges and they get their female gender studies, and then they come out with all of these ideologies and these positions that are not rooted in reality, right? Like Chris Rock said, only women and children and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are not loved unconditionally. Men know this. Men know that they are only loved on the condition that they can provide something of value to people. Men know this. That they are only loved as long as they are useful. Men know this. And men accept this. Men don't have any disillusions about unconditional love. No, it's women that feel like they should be loved unconditionally. Yeah, I know I said I hate you and I hate your mama. And I know I went upside your head with a skillet, but you're supposed to love me anyway. I'm a black woman. I know I hate you, and I get online all the time talking about how much I hate black men and that you are all bullet bags, and I wish they would just kill all of y'all, and y'all ain't ish and everything else, but you're still supposed to protect and provide for me because I'm a black one. See, expectations to be loved unconditionally. It shouldn't matter what I say or what I do. I'm mama, or I'm a black woman. I deserve your unconditional love and respect no matter what I do and what I say. You see, it's satanic projection. This is what Satan does. So you can see and hear Satan in other people. When you see the projection, when people put their minds onto you, onto other people, that is projection. Because they know it is bad and it is wrong. And so instead of condemning themselves, they are condemning themselves in other people. The part of themselves they know they don't like, they put it on the other people so that they can condemn it on that other person because they're not going to condemn it in themselves.
Men see women as these illogical and emotional beings that are wired differently. And for that reason,
how do you see men?
reason they can not protect, not provide, not do anything for them. They can abuse and even neglect them. And a woman who truly loves you will love you despite all of that. It is unconditional. And
who says that? Who believes that? What man has she ever met that told her that his belief is that no matter what he does to a woman, she's supposed to love him unconditionally?
Unfortunately,
right? Where does she get this idea that men believe that no matter what I do to a woman, I can abuse her, I can do it, she's supposed to love me unconditionally? Men don't think this way, but women think this way. Yeah, I know I'll put my hands on you, but I'm just a girl. I'm just a woman. I'm emotional. I should be able to do this. You should be able to understand. A real man would never hit a woman back no matter what. You're supposed to love me no matter what. Yeah, I know I talk to you disrespectfully, but you're never supposed to disrespect me in return because I'm a girl. I'm a woman. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, you aren't supposed to match my energy. You aren't supposed to do unto me as I do unto you. Women have that spirit. Men don't. Men move around through life understanding that they're understanding the law of cause and effect. That for every action, there is a reaction, right? That you got to expect something. If I punch a man in the face, I'm probably gonna get hit back. I expect to get hit back if I hit you in the face. I expect for you to say something back if I say something about you first. But women are the ones who think, well, I know I started the argument, but you're a man. I know I went low and took the low blow first, but you're a man. You're not supposed to go low too, right? It's projection. It is satanic. You got to know them, dwell with them according to knowledge, fellas. You got to be friends with these women according to knowledge. Ladies, you got to know they are out here. They exist. These women exist. These women saw the same video you and I saw, and look at their perspective.
that expectation extends to their girl children as well. It's why I believe that Ryan Davis was disappointed or broken by the fact that his daughter expected him to provide for her needs. And I find it
didn't say he was broken by the fact that she wanted him to provide for her needs. See, you see what I'm saying? This is the gaslighting. She tried to make it be about something else. He didn't say that he has a problem with providing for her needs. He says when the love is gone, and that's all it is providing for her needs, but there's no love. That was his problem. You see, she's trying to make his problem be about something that it wasn't really about, because she's trying to make him out to be a deadbeat, a closet deadbeat dad, a guy who really wants to be a deadbeat. He really don't want to provide. He really don't want to do for his child. And so this is what this is really about. And that he's demonizing his child for wanting her father to just be a father and provide for her needs. That was never his problem. Never his, but this is what they say. This is what she said though, because that's what she heard. You see, that's what she heard. You see, her feelings and her interpretation, her perception of what took place isn't what actually happened. And these are the women you guys are listening to every time they get online to tell you some story about some man. And you jump on their side. Yes, girl. I understand, girl. Yeah, you need to leave him, girl. You deserve better, girl. Right? That's what y'all do. And these are the women. These are the women. Get to know them. They exist. You may not realize these women exist, but they exist and exist in great number, ladies. So when the fellas are talking about these women, just bow out. Stay out of the conversations. Don't defend them and don't get hurt on their behalf. Just stay out of it. These women are a problem and they got to be addressed. All right?
He actually responded. Because he said he was up in the comments. And yeah, this is what you have to say.
Have people always been this stupid? I didn't know. I've cultivated an audience of people who can critically think. So maybe I've been in a bubble. I didn't know people were this stupid. Why ain't y'all warn me? I'm in the comment section of these Shannon Sharpe clips, and I'm like, I know they're captioned a certain way, but you can hear me in the video. Right. You can hear me in the video. Let me give you an example of what I mean. There's a video.
All right. So I just want to get his response, because that was my initial response. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Are y'all stupid? Are this many people this damn stupid? But see, that's what Satanism does. It makes you stupid. It is a dumb spirit because there is no knowledge, wisdom, or truth with Satanism, with that spirit. It is completely void of the spirit of truth. They can't exist together. You understand? So you got to learn to watch and to observe and to see discernment. You need discernment. You need to pray for it and increase your discernment because it will save your life, both brothers and sisters. Because these type of women and these type of men, because there are men just like these women. And you women end up getting with these men because you don't know what to look out for. You don't see the feminine traits in these men and to know to run when you see these feminine traits in these men. You see certain things and, you're not trying to dwell with a man according to knowledge. You're dwelling with a man according to your feelings, right? And a lot of dudes are dwelling with women according to your lust. She got a big old butt. So, man, you just blind and stupid to the truth, right? That's what happens. So women can get demonetized and you know what I'm saying, and just be out here stupid as hell behind some D. Men can get P whipped and be out here stupid as hell behind women. All right. We all can be idiots over each other, and men can be idiots when it comes to other brothers. Women can be idiots when it comes to other sisters. We all got to be aware of what's out here. I know that there are no good ass men out here. I know it. And I'm never going to cape for those dudes. Never. So ladies, if you're not one of these women, stop putting on your cape for them. Stop being a no good woman sympathizer. Stop empathizing with them. Stop seeing yourself in their positions. Stop seeing yourself as them. Y'all got to stop doing that. Rebuke has to go forth. Correction has to happen. Edification has to happen. And the truth doesn't care who likes it or not. All right. All praise, honor, and glory unto our Abanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Glory to the highest. I pray that you guys were able to walk with me. And even though I didn't make this heavy on the scriptures, all right, it was supposed to be heavy on the real world edification of seeing, right? Because as the saying goes, seeing is believing. You have to see things in order to understand things, to understand certain people's perspectives sometimes. All right. And so, we got to know better and we got to do better. So we need knowledge to know better. And then we need the will to do right with the knowledge. All right. So I pray that we all receive these things in the measure in which we greatly need them in our own lives. So I pray for you as I pray for my own household. All right. To the Most High be the glory. I'll see you guys on the next one. Yahweh willing, each one reach one. Shalom.